Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. We meet at last.
There we go. I know, finally.
Where do we find you?
I am here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm actually on my lunch break from work right now, so um, making it happen, finding time to hang out and get this done. So,
Wow. The realities of a band in 2023, right?
right? Yeah, it's a busy life, but it's a fun one.
Archetypes Collide in 2023 is a very different band from 2014.
Yeah.
Apart from anything else, we have an album finally.
Uh-huh.
So, first of all, how does that feel? Because it's been a while.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, for us to we've put a lot of years in writing music, obviously playing shows locally and just kind of building our fan base, and to finally put on a national level and do national tours. We did 2 last year, massive festivals. And then of course, our first full length album. It's kind of the dream. As an independent local artist, you don't really have the funds to do things on a big scale like that, with a large album, and to have 12 songs. It's just it's been really cool to put what we do on steroids and just completely go all out. So and I think with having Fearless Records, our label, alongside us to invest in that relationship and to really see this out, has been such a really cool experience for us to put it at the next level. So really cool.
Yeah, I think with Fearless, like if you could have picked any label, they must have been high on your list, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So it was funny because like back in the day, we would just joke about labels like this. We would just like, oh yeah, one day we'll sign to blank and blank, or we'll sign to this label, we're signed to them. And it's like, oh, they're genuinely interested. Like, let's do this, like let's make something happen. And honestly, since day one, they've been good to us. I mean, they really have. You would think like a label would be a bunch of people in cubicles just, running crazy and doing stuff. And like, they're just, there's like 8 or 10 people that we work with, like first name basis, that they just have a crazy work ethic and they love what we do. And like, we feel that that genuine care that they have for us. And it just pushes us to work even harder. So it's a really cool atmosphere, really good people. So
finally having the album out, do you feel like all those years of experience have kind of made this album different to what it would have been, say, if you'd released one 5 years ago?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been like a maturing phase for us. What's really interesting is last year we did 2 tours. We did one with the Amity Affliction, and then with the band Secrets. And so we were on the road. I mean, counting the festivals, probably a good 4 months, maybe closer to 5 months out of the year. We were on the road playing shows, getting at it. And like, we played the most shows. I think we played a total of like 70 shows last year, which was like, as a local band before then, we probably played, I don't know, maybe 12 shows a year, one a month or something like that. And I think it's shown through in our music that now we have this new perspective of how live shows feel, how to engage people, how to have fun, how to write things that are more enjoyable live. And I think a lot of the new stuff that we have on this album is kind of written in that context of, hey, like, we love the live show, we love the energy that it has, and to capture that in a recording is really difficult. But I think with having that knowledge, having that experience, it's been a lot more exciting to write these songs and to write them in a context that makes sense for live shows. And that's what just makes, like this tour we have coming up with Trivium and Beartooth is going to be huge. Like, we're so excited. We get to play all these songs that we've been writing just for this reason, to be able to play loud, to play it big, and to go all out and have fun. And yeah, it's going to be sick.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that again, you've got this amazing label that just suits the band perfectly. And now you've got this tour, and especially with Beartooth, because they're a big part of your story, really. I must feel pretty special going on the road with those guys.
Yeah, I mean, we've been slowly kind of nudging them, like, hey, what do you guys got coming up? Huh? When are you going to take us out? Kind of bugging them. I mean, we work, obviously, our manager, Tom, is also the manager for Beartooth. So we've definitely brushed shoulders with them quite a few times, gone to a few shows, hanging out with them. And then, of course, Oshie, he plays bass for Beartooth. He does a lot of producing for us with this last album. and he's an awesome dude. And all the dudes, I mean, honestly, they're like super down to earth. There's like no egos. Like everyone's just like happy to play music and just enjoys being around other people that love music like they do. So we're excited to finally be able to bug Oshie a little bit more on the road, and just make some new friends, make some new memories. It'll be cool.
Yeah, and Trivium as well. And Matt from Trivium, like he's one of the biggest supporters of new music out there. So
yeah,
like being on the road with him and making that contact, that's gonna be a special thing too.
Yeah, and that's the coolest thing about having the experience of these tours we did last year. We're making, you slowly. There's a saying, I kind of hate it, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's cool that we're starting to. We have the foundation of this music that we love and we write, and we know we do it well. Like we're confident in what we do, but now to start bringing in all these other people and all these other influences and to build our kind of network to everyone else is really, like I said, it's taking our music to that next level. So I think it'll be really cool for me, I'm always trying to learn new things. Like, how do people do this? How do they play their live set? How do they do that? And I just love watching other bands that are established, like Trivium or Beartooth, or even Malevolence, who's on the tour lineup as well. Like
they're
just
amazing.
These guys, yeah, they're freaks.
I've
they're
seen
insane.
Malevolence in the UK, and they're a force to be reckoned with. Like,
dude, I don't know. I'm like, dude, I don't know how people are gonna be like alive after this show because those guys are insane. We know Tooth is insane, Trivium is insane. And it's like, we're the opener. Like, dude, it's gonna be so much fun. Like, people are gonna wake up the next day and be like, oh my gosh, I can't get out of bed because that was like the craziest night. Like, like it's just gonna be so much fun. So, but I think for me as an artist to be able to learn new things and see how everyone does, Matt from Trivium is obviously a great performer. His charisma he has on stage, his ability to control the crowd and engage with people. Caleb's the same way, Beartooth, and I think it's cool to, as a frontman, to kind of learn and see how people do things. That's what I look forward to is just kind of learning the tricks of the trade.
Are you gonna stick around and watch the show like all those bands yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
every night.
But that's. Well, hear me out. There's some nights where you play a set and you're like, holy cow, I need to freaking take a shower. We played a show in Fort Lauderdale, and it was like April, I think, with Amity Affliction. And after the set, like we were just drenched. Like it was nasty. It was like a cloud of sweat in the room. So sometimes it's like, yo, you know what? I'd love to watch you guys after our set. I'm gonna go take care of myself because nobody wants to deal with me after.
Yeah.
So
nobody wants to be standing next to you in the crowd.
No, sir. So it's but yeah, most of the time it's so much fun to be side stage and just enjoy. I mean, it's music, like I just love, I don't play music just because I like playing it. Like I like hearing it. I enjoy every part of it. And so from the techie side of all the gear and stuff people use for live shows to the actual performance and how people play and sing to the artistry of controlling a crowd and being able to interact with people and, give people a good time. I love watching all that and just I just love soaking it all in. I'm just a sponge. So yeah, I'll definitely you'll see me side stage most shows, just hanging out, just big eyes, just loving it up. So,
and if you want to have a drinking game on the night, just take a shot every time Matt sticks his tongue out. I guarantee by the end of the set, you'll be wasted.
I'll probably get kicked off the tour after the first night if we do that.
Let's get back to the album because like it's a major accomplishment. It doesn't sound like a debut album whatsoever because it's so like the production and the playing and everything has come together so well. And the way the album flows it's just such a great journey, I think. And obviously now you've got songs that you're going to be playing live that people are going to love. And they're probably going to be singing all the lyrics back to you because I know the lyrics are important to you. Just want to ask, like, because you've been together so long, where did the album start for you?
I think the furthest back, like any of the songs on this album date, probably around 2020, kind of COVID era. There was a few songs that either we had demoed out and kind of, had in the works along then. But what's cool is a lot of these songs are kind of a result of the years that we've put in. I mean, we've been releasing music since 2014, our first EP. We've been releasing singles consistently year after year after year, doing EPs, stuff like that. And so we're no strangers to the recording process or songwriting, for that matter. And so I think all these years leading up to this album has really set us up to where we can put something out and people are like, why does this sound, we've seen a lot of people that are like, holy cow, it's their first album. It sounds so polished, And I think for us, like, it's just a testament to like, we're not strangers to this. Like, we enjoy the songwriting process. We enjoy the recording process and just writing fun, good songs like that. There's so much fun in that. Honestly, even more so than playing them live. Like, I love the songwriting process and just getting into it and writing the best songs we can. And so I think that just shines through in this album. And, I think sometimes you get misconstrued where people might actually think that, oh, maybe they're just an industry plant or, whatever. And they're just, they're brand new and people are writing songs for them or stuff like that. And it's like, no, like these songs are a product of what we're coming up on essentially 10 years next year that we've been consistently writing, recording music. It just wasn't until we got our break, we were chipping away at it. We just kept chipping away. And eventually we got our break a couple of years ago and we're running with it. And so I think it's really cool to see just the progression of we've kind of set ourselves up to this point where now we've got a full backing with a label. We have management, we have a booking agent, we have the full team, right? And everything leading up to this point has prepared us for this moment. So it just only makes sense for us that we just put our absolute best out and just go all out in what we do. And I think it's the response we've gotten is absolutely insane. So we just love it. It's so much fun.
Things definitely seem to be taking going into the next gear, shall we say. So you talk about songwriting. What's your process for that? How do you get to a song?
Yeah, so it really can start from anywhere. There's no secret formula or anything like that. Obviously, we have things that we know we can do well, which we love to do live, which, we love to riff. I love personally singing. I love belting and big melodic choruses and stuff like that. So every song you'll see that intertwined, of course. But there's some songs where like the song What If I Fall, that started as an acoustic demo of the chorus. It's pretty simple. I was just humming melodies, playing on my acoustic, and I just like, hey, I've got a great chorus idea. And I held on to that idea until we got into the studio and we were kind of at a spot where like, hey, what do we want to work on next? We're going through our demos. I'm like, hey, I've got this random, literally there's no guitars, there's no drums, there's no crazy synths. It's just an acoustic demo of this chorus that I have. And I feel like it could be really big. And we just started building it out from that in the studio. So some songs start like that. Other songs like Parasite, we had a full straight up recorded vocals, drums, guitars, everything. Like that song when we went into the studio was like, hey, this one's dialed in. Like we did a lot of demo work ahead of time and it was kind of one of those tracks that, yeah, this is sick. Like we got a good track and it'll be cool. And you go into the studio and you have Oshie in there producing and even with Nick Ingram, the recording engineer, and just that atmosphere helps bring that demo to life and we retrack things and, make it, as cool as possible. So I feel like every song just starts from different areas. Actually, a lot of the songs on this album, our guitarist Jared was really involved with the writing process with the lyrics. He's always journaling. He's always writing lyrics down and ideas and stuff like that. And we leaned into that with this album, which I think is really cool because it's a full band effort. There's not one of us that is like the songwriter or anything like that. Like it's a genuine like collaborative group. We've all got the same cut of percentage in these songs that we've written and we've been involved with. And I think it's a really important. Cool you don't see it very often. Usually you got one guy who's kind of the ringer, and you have one person and that's cool. Like some bands are like that and I'm not dogging on it, but I think it's cool for us, as a local group of 5 guys that all live really close to each other and started as a local band to carry that same mentality into the professional, touring industry. Recording industry is really cool. I think it's hard to find that sometimes.
I think it is. I think you're right. And I think the bands that stay the course are the ones that do exactly the way you're doing it.
Yeah. And I think that's cool because that's been a huge factor of our success, is the consistency. Like I said, we've been recording, playing songs, just everything since like 2014. So 8 years into it, we finally got a break where we're talking with a label and we're getting management and like things are happening. And it's just a product of us being consistent and like sticking around. Like me, Tyler, Brandon, and Jared, the four of us have been playing shows since 2016 in Archetypes Collide. Like there's been and the only member change up since 2016 was we added Kai to play bass because we backtracked our bass. So we were a 4-piece and then we were a 5-piece, and we've been playing the 5 of us. Like our chemistry is like, I think that's our biggest strength, is like we all live close to each other. We're good friends and we have this like tight knit chemistry that is it's contagious. Like people really want to be a part of something like that. And I think it's cool.
What's the plans for the band for the rest of the year?
Yeah. So right now, our main focus is actually from this point right now, we're a couple weeks out from the beginning of our tour with Beartooth, Trivium, Malevolence. That goes from May 1st. I think it starts in Pennsylvania. And then it goes all the way through to the middle of June. And we end up in Washington, but we're going all across the US. So anyone that's listening, go check it out. Ton of dates. It's going to be huge for us.
Great lineup.
So yeah, and for us, it's the biggest tour we've done as far as the venues we're playing, the capacity, the amount of people we're going to play to. It'll be our biggest one yet. So that's super exciting to see. Outside of that, I mean, obviously we're always, staying busy behind the scenes and doing things that I can't talk about. Because I value my my position. But no, we're definitely busy and we've got other plans for later this year as well. So it'll be exciting to see how that plays out. So, but for now, right now, it's this tour with Beartooth Trivium is going to be huge and we're just stoked about it. So we're getting everything dialed in.
I think one of the things about your band is it proves that if you just stick with it, things can happen.
Yeah, honestly.
That's going to be inspiring for a lot of people.
Yeah, it really is. And it's like not even like rocket science. Like we look back at, the stuff we did in 2014. And at the time we thought we were being trying to be as polished as possible. And like, we're trying to do the best we can. And like, you look back at it and you're like, yo, that kind of sounds terrible. Like it's just what it is. And so honestly, the bigger thing is like, for us is just the consistency, like just be a good person. You're going to attract good people that want to hang out with you. And then you can do some really cool things. And when you surround yourself with people that, are genuinely good people and they have good work ethics and they want the same things as you, things just work out. I mean, that's everything in life. You surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. It sounds like my dad being like, if all your friends ran off a cliff, would you do too? And it's like, it all comes down to like, who do you hang out with? Who are your people? What's your circle? Right. And I think that's been a huge success for our band is we've always been a tight knit circle and just a good group of guys that we just get along. And it's proven to be very beneficial to us in this industry. So it's exciting to see with even more consistency down the road with the platform we're on now, just how much bigger this thing can get. Cause it already feels like it's blowing up for us, which is great. So
it does.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, well, I'm really happy that it's going so well, and I just expect things to keep getting bigger and bigger. So, congratulations on the album, on the tour, and everything that's coming for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me on and being able to talk about it all. I'm just so excited about this tour. It's going to be huge. So we'll probably see you out there.
We're in Montreal, so we're gonna have to wait a bit longer.
We get close. I think we go all the way into like Maine, but we don't cross over. I don't think. Just kind of messed up. But don't take it up with me. That's with Beartooth booking or something like that.
Yeah, I saw Trivium here not long ago, so that's probably why they're not coming back yet. So
there you go. Yeah, everyone. We take our times with ticking off certain places and going there, and then you got to wait a little bit before you go back, and everyone's like, "Hurry up!" So. Even for us, I think we're playing. I think we're finally playing. Yeah, we get to play locally here in Arizona in Tempe, and it's by the time we play there, I think it's already been like over a year since we we played in the Valley. So even just our hometown is like, yo, what the heck? It's just the name of the game, dude. But I'm excited. We haven't played I think there's one date in Canada. I think it's Calgary that we're playing.
Okay.
With Trivium. I can't remember if it was. Maybe I'm saying that wrong, but yeah, so we have that coming up. And then outside of that, Canada, obviously Europe, I would love to be able to get there soon. And, we've talked about stuff like that. So it'll be exciting to try to build that worldwide outside of our little US bubble that we have. Make some more friends. So
I'm sure it's all about to happen. So, and if there's one thing your fans have proven is that they're patient. So
yeah, 100%. A little too patient sometimes, but now we've got it all coming out. So we're stoked about it.
Amazing. All right. Well, thanks again for your time, and just good luck with everything that's about to come.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Cheers.